What's the balance between wanting to get some live reps and knowing that you can still get good work in here?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt you get great work in during the week. I mean, that's why we practice, and especially the way our defense is, just do a lot of different things. I think it's great as a quarterback getting to go against that every day. Makes you think, makes you really communicate with each other on offense. So that's been great for us all camp. And then, yeah, of course, you want to play, but you also realize what the coaches are doing, and it's a long season. Like being a part of it last year, 17 games plus hopefully playoffs, all that. It's a long season, so it's a marathon, and don't want to get too far ahead of yourselves. But whenever what time is, I'll be ready to roll and get out there, and whatever that is, this week, next week, however much I play, don't know yet. Just being as efficient as possible when it is out there, live reps. Doesn't change anything except for that I can get hit, but still you play the same way. And then we'll be ready to roll.
It looked like Zay Jones stood out today. He had a couple of good catches,
Oh, yeah.
including the one-on-one with Greg Jr., where he kind of just zigzagged him. Just how has he been, and what have you seen from him?
He's been great. I think when you get new receivers especially, it takes a while to kind of figure out where everyone fits in, what people are good at, because we got a lot of great players, but they're all different. They all do different things well. So, and that's great for us. So it's just kind of figuring that out, putting guys in the best spot, moving them around, seeing how they do this versus that, and moving them all over the place with our concepts and working from there. And I really feel like we're in a good spot where we're starting to figure out who we want on certain routes and the matchups and all that. And Zay had a great day. He's a really smart player. Just gets open really well, uses his length. He's got speed, all that. I mean, I think he's a great player, and it's been fun building that connection with him.
What was it like for you, Trevor, being on the sideline Thursday, watching? I know it was a vanilla version of the offense, as Doug called it, but watching it, kind of seeing it from afar, what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was cool. Obviously I had the earpiece in, so hearing the play call, kind of playing the game in my head, and then just watching the guys and cheering them on. Obviously, had a lot of guys playing, and just kind of seeing how everyone reacted to the different looks, and then like we talked about, just trying to play the game in your head too. So that's always good. Like part of you wants to be out there, definitely, but I think it was good reps for all those guys, and then go back to the drawing board and get ready for this week.
You haven't had as much success as you would like in goal line, but could you talk about how the benefit with this defense, the benefits that they're giving you in those situations for later on when it matters?
Talking about yesterday's practice, the goal line stuff.
And even today too, this far away from getting in.
With Ag right there. Yeah. I mean, our defense, they just do a great job. They're really physical, especially our linebackers and our front seven. I mean, Foyer's all over the place making plays, especially yesterday. So to go up against guys like that really challenges you. They're really smart. He's sometimes ahead of the play. He's there before we are. So playing against a guy like that really challenges and helps you. But it's just great competition. Yesterday, you guys are out here. You saw it. We were getting after it. Guys were getting fired up, and that's what it's about. And protecting each other, but also when you're out here, it's time to compete, and we got to make each other better.
As a follow-up, could you talk about Cisco's instinctiveness? His anticipation.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing great. He's a guy. You look at safeties. The guy that's willing to take some calculated risk, but he's usually right. I haven't seen him be wrong many times. Like, he's had a couple plays. I don't want to go into all the details because it might be something they're doing schematically on defense. But he's had a couple plays where he just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, I mean, how can I even see this guy on this route? I'm looking the opposite direction, So he's had, and you need plays like that from a safety, to step up. He's really physical. I mean, he's one of the best open field tacklers I've seen. Yesterday when we went live, he's all over the place, not letting anybody get by him. So that's great to see, and I think he's had a great offseason in camp.
Trevor, I think it was a week ago, you said you feel like you're throwing it as good as you've thrown it. What goes into that? And you've always thrown a good ball and stuff, but why do you say that? Why do you feel that?
Well, I think compared to last year, I had a full off season to really work on what I think I needed to work on. Last year, finished your college season, had surgery. I'm out for a while, can't really train, and then it's prepping for the draft and all that stuff, and just a lot of stuff going on. Didn't feel like I could really get my body in shape the way I wanted to because of the surgery. I mean, I was in shape, but as far as my arm, I would have liked to be a little sharper. I feel like my arm got a lot stronger this off season, and then just mechanics. I worked really hard on keeping everything tighter, more fluid in my motion, working on all my arm slots, all that. I just feel like the ball is coming out really from every angle the way I want it to. Obviously, you're going to miss a few every now and then, but feel the best that I felt.
Do you think you're about the same pace learning this offense as you were a year ago from a command standpoint, ahead of it? You learned 2 different offenses over the last 2 years.
No, I think I'm definitely ahead of where I was last year. I mean, I'd hope so. I think that's the goal. I think just obviously learning the offense last year helped me learn this one faster. Once you learn one, it's easier to learn the second one. And then just having guys like we talked about that are really smart, that are easy. You can make a check and they pick it up right away. I think the guys have done a great job with that. So that's been a lot of fun, and it's just we're building and building on all the different things that we can do, because when you got guys that know it, whatever you call, they know it, you can really do anything. So it's been fun.
Did you hold your
off topic, but I guess the Jags use a sleep doctor or have at times. Have you partaken in that or used them or anything, or no?
I have not, so I can't speak to that.
Did you hold your breath at all with Travis? I know obviously there were a couple collisions yesterday when you see him take some hits. Are you holding your breath? I know Press said there's a couple he was okay with it, but he was like, yeah, I kind of wish he had.
Well, I've always known, obviously Travis had the injury, but Travis, when we were in college, the guy was never hurt, took some shots. I feel like he's always popping back up. It was just good the next day, all that. So I'm not really too concerned, but he broke on the sideline. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, ooh, and he gets hit on the sideline. I'm like, oh gosh. So I told him just step out right there. We don't need that right now. But he said he wanted to get popped. He hadn't been hit in a while, so he'll be all right. He's tough.
And having James back in team drills the last few days, what does that mean, seeing him back in there? Oh, don't worry, the bugs are bad.
I know, it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad today.
It's been great. See him really, obviously not all the way back yet, but working that direction and just running, cutting, looks really good. He's in great shape. I think he's moving really well. So I'm just excited to have him back.
Trevor, when it comes to Christian Kirk, what's it like fine-tuning that relationship, and what's it like working with him on a day-in, day-out basis now?
Yeah, Christian's been great to work with. Like we talked about, just really savvy route running, but also really smart. Recognizes coverages quickly, really good at adjusting his routes, finding the open voids. And then obviously he's a great matchup for us with his speed and route running ability. I think he's just, that's a mismatch on most people. So it's been great, and he's gonna have a big impact this year for sure.
All right, thanks, Trevor.
Awesome. Thank you all.